There we go.
And I'm sure, John, there's people waiting in the waiting room.
Right?
I'm sure.
Oh my goodness, 21. There they are. All right, talk to me, guys. Tell me something good.
There goes Victoria.
Go right ahead, Pamela.
I heard my name.
Oh, there we are, Victoria.
There she goes. She was waiting.
Let's see, Victoria, you are the host. Good. I don't have to multitask now. Tell you what, Victoria, I've already hit record, so I don't know if you need to. Well, you're going to have to give it back to me because I'm going to need to be able to share. Unless the share button is allowing you to let multiple users share, that I think that I can jump in there when I need to hit the share button. All right, talk to me, guys. Tell me something good. Not everybody at once.
Had a closing yesterday.
Yes, Valerie, way to go.
It didn't go, and it happened without me.
There you go. Congratulations. Wow. Okay, really? That's it? That's all you've got? Okay. Carol Moore would like to be invited to the stats class, Victoria. Guys, if you're on here and you're not invited and you want to be invited, if you haven't gotten an email inviting you to stats, please just drop your email in the chat and we'll definitely make sure you get invited.
Yeah, there were 3 people I need emails for. Thank you for bringing that up. Valerie Presley and Martha Laria. Isabel, thank you for putting your email in there. You were one of them too, and I will register you.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, let's get started. I want to talk to you this morning. We finished our conversation on the 24 topics of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. That's awesome. Cut myself this morning, guys, so excuse me as I'm taking blood off my face as I'm talking to you. Fascinating. Wow. All right, so we finished this conversation on the 24 topics of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Today, we're going to talk about mastering the organizational model. And again, I'm coming to you from our playbook, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. My goal here is to recruit you to an idea. Now, the idea that I want to recruit you to is running the most profitable real estate business you can run. And I want to work with you down a path of understanding. Now, what do I mean by that? I want to talk to you about people and step 1. In order to build a powerful organization, you have to understand people and how they think. So I'm a student and I take lots of notes. And the very first note that I would take this morning is, in order to build a powerful organization, I have to understand people and how they think. In order for me to help you, we have to start with how you think. Now, our mission here is to move from unconscious incompetence, which you don't know what you don't know. And as long as we can move you from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence, then we're moving in the right direction. At least you've acknowledged that you don't know what you don't know. The most dangerous position to be is unconscious incompetence, and to continue to work in that model. Now, is it possible to build a successful real estate business in the unconscious incompetence model? It is. Remember E to P. Remember the conversation around ceilings of achievement. We all have natural ceilings of achievement, and some of our ceilings of achievement, some of us, that ceiling is much higher than others, and we can succeed even if we never move beyond unconscious incompetence. However, in order to build a really big business, in order to build a successful and profitable business, we have to move to conscious incompetence. From there, we move to conscious competence, and then finally, unconscious competence. Unconscious competence is mastery. And that's when you own it. So what's really going to happen in your business? What are the challenges in your business? Where do you want to take your business, beginning with the end in mind? Stephen Covey wrote, this is fascinating. Stephen Covey wrote a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you haven't read that book, you should read that book. And in that book, he talks about beginning with the end in mind. He also talks about all things are created twice. I'm not on a page yet. All things are created twice. First, we create them up here, and then we create them out there. So first of all, we have the mental creation, and then we have the physical creation. Where do you want to take your business beginning with the end in mind? All right, so the reason I'm asking these questions is I'm trying to collect a bunch of raw materials, and I then want to help you use these raw materials to help you figure out what the final product is going to look like. Okay, now, along the way, we can begin to insert benchmarks. What needs to happen to get you from here to there? In other words, this is where you're at, and this is where you want to go. Now, if I had a very wide computer screen, I would say, this is where you're at, this is where you want to go. And what do we need to do in order to move you from here to there? Next, the only thing that you and I have to decide is if you want my help implementing these ideas. Remember, I'm a business coach. I'm a trainer. As a team leader for Keller Williams Realty, I am in the business of people development. You see, that's what I do for a living. I help real estate agents get from where they are to where they want to go, adding accountability along the way, models and systems, technology, and people. That's the true mission of a Keller Williams team leader, to change people's lives. And this is exactly the way we're going to do it. So let's begin drawing your organizational model. All right, I am going to multitask, which is fascinating. And I've got this. Right? You guys are like, sure, John.
You got it, John.
Yeah.
You can walk from Boca to Key West. You got this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
By the way, let me be transparent with you for a moment. Why I'm multitasking, this is a good time to tell you this. So most of you know that my walk from Boca to Key West is not the only journey that I've been on. I've also been on this health journey the last 4 weeks. And I got news yesterday that I wasn't expecting to get. It's okay. Just is what it is. And stop video and share my screen. Victoria, you're gonna have to let me share my screen or give me back the host. So I got news Friday that I wasn't expecting to get from the CAT scan that I got on Friday. Let's just say the news isn't what I was hoping for. No big deal. What that leads to is I have more tests coming up this Friday, so there will not be a call on Friday. And I'm also meeting with my surgeon to talk about scheduling surgery. And I still have a job to do. This is my job. And my job is to show up on this call. Victoria, can I share? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
There's like a feedback too that's going on. I don't know if you.
It's because of the iPad.
Okay, just saying.
Yep. And this is my job, to show up with high energy, high focus, and pour into you guys, which I'm doing. But I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you, and if I wasn't honest, I wouldn't be doing you any favors or me any favors if I didn't tell you I'm distracted. I am. So hang in there with me and give me a little bit of grace as I figure this out along the way. All right, organizational model. This is you. Now, that is an organizational model, because if you're a real estate agent and you're a standalone agent, you do have an organization. if I asked you to draw out your organizational model, this is what you would draw, which means you're responsible for everything. If you looked at the 158 items that make up the job description of a real estate agent, you've got all 158 of those items as your job description. Now, I'm going to tell you that you should, as soon as possible, make that higher. Now, where do you need to be in order to, thank you for the reminder, I think everybody is at, where do you need to be in order to make this higher? Well, you could start with deal number one. You can start with deal number one by making this person a part-time transaction coordinator. In other words, I'm going to hire a transaction coordinator. I'm going to pay them $400 to handle my contract to close so that I can focus on the next deal. And I can do that from deal number one. Or I can hire this person part-time and pay them $12, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, and I can hire them for 10 hours a week. If I'm hiring them at $20 an hour, then I'm gonna spend $800 a month or $9,600 a year on this assistant. And what's their job? Well, I would start with listing management. In other words, when I take a listing, it's their job to schedule photos, to enter the listing in the MLS, to do all of the marketing, to order the sign up. It's also their job that whenever there's a showing on the property, they call and schedule the showing with the seller. They call the seller after the showing and they get feedback, and they call the other real estate agent to get feedback and then call the seller and give them feedback. Sorry, I said that a little bit backwards. You're also going to work as my transaction coordinator. So now I'm not paying an outsource for transaction coordinator. I have a part-time assistant who is doing everything that I just mentioned. Now, this is going to give me an opportunity to increase my production because I'm spending more time in the 20%. I'm spending more time in lead generation, which means I'm getting more appointments. I'm able to go on more appointments. I'm able to take more listings. And because of that, I am growing my business. Let's just say that it's given me the opportunity to grow my business from a deal a month, 12 deals a year, to an additional 6 deals. Meaning, if my average commission check is $10,000, I've made an additional $60,000. And I've spent $9,000, I forget what the number was. I think it was $9,600. I've spent $9,600 to hire that part-time assistant. Now, I'm going to transition to now this person is my full-time assistant, and they're no longer an assistant. They are my lead admin executive. And they're not really an admin executive, they're an assistant executive or an executive assistant, because this person has the ability, because I'm hiring capacity talent, they have the ability to grow into my CEO. In other words, they're running the business. So now it's time for my next hire, which is also going to be admin. And it could be a transaction coordinator, or it could be a listing manager, and I'm starting to build a foundation of administrative support. Now, what a lot of real estate agents do at this point is, instead of hiring this person, they say, I'm ready to hire a buyer's agent. And the challenge with this is, if you hire a really good buyer's agent, in other words, you take them through career visioning, you conduct a KPA, you do the KPA assessment, you check for references, you don't make any shortcuts, and you've hired the right person as your buyer's agent. Jim Collins in Good to Great would say, You're looking for talent, but you're not just looking for talent, you're looking for the right talent in order to put them on the bus. And you're not just looking to put them on the bus, you're looking to put them on the right seat, on the right bus. This person is going to give you an opportunity, they should at least, plus 24-year business. And the challenge is, if you hired this person too soon, before you hired this person, you've just overwhelmed this person. And your administrative executive assistant is going to start talking to your buyer's agent. And the two of them are going to say, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, what she's doing. Let's go out and start our own team. So that's not the model. The model is your next hire is this person. Hold on one second, guys. Victoria, it's Fascinating Tuesday.
Yes.
Right? So give me a second, guys, while I plug in my power, because on top of everything else, now my battery is running low. This is what happens when you get distracted, guys. And this is being recorded, which is just awesome. Bleeding all over the screen. I'm making a mess. My battery is dying. Plugging forward. Okay, so I've hired a transaction coordinator and I'm building a foundation so that now I can hire that buyer's agent. That's my third hire. My first hire is an administrative executive assistant. My second hire is another administrative assistant. This person can be a transaction coordinator or a listing manager. And my third hire is a buyer's agent. And that's going to give me the opportunity to hire another administrative assistant. And this person is going to be my listing manager. So I have an executive assistant who is running my team. I have a transaction coordinator, and I've hired the first person on the buyer side of my business. And it's time for me to look for my next hire. Now, my next hire is probably going to be a showing assistant, so that my buyer's agent can spend more time in their 20%, which is meeting with buyers, doing buyer consultations, and executing contracts, negotiating deals, and they can handle more buyers because they have leverage. I'm also going to look for the first person on the lead generation side of my model, which means I'm looking for an ISA, inside sales associate. This person's job is to lead generate in order to create opportunity for me, and lead generate in order to create opportunity for the buyer's agent. The right side of the screen is sales. The left side of the screen is lead management. And the center is always going to be support. Now, this is level 4. If you go right to the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, we are at level 4, and this could be as far as you ever go, which is completely okay, by the way. Matter of fact, you never have to hire a buyer's agent. If you don't want to build a business, you could build a very successful real estate practice where you are the only real estate agent involved in that transaction. You still have this group who is the wind beneath your wings that's going to give you an opportunity to spend more time on the 20% so that you can increase your production and be more successful. Because if I took this group out and I took, yeah, let's just go there. If I took this group out, there's only so much business that I can do on my own. I'm going to stop and give you a second to ask questions.
John, is this a 5-level team?
This is level 4.
Level.
Yeah. This is level 4, part 2 in the new organizational model that Gary Keller is creating for MREA part 2.
Is the ISA a licensed person?
They don't have to be. They also don't have to be in your office. They could be a virtual assistant. You could hire an ISA through Cyberbacker. I would look up that company. They're really good. And just cyberbacker.com. And I would start this person out because one of the common questions that I get here, Valerie, is how do I pay this person? Well, I would start my ISA out at probably maybe $12 to $20 an hour. Now, if I want to pay them a bonus or if I want to give them part of the commission, now they need to be a licensed real estate agent, because eventually as I'm growing my team, I want to pay this person a salary. Let's say I'm paying them $24,000 a year plus 10% on every closing. Now they need to be a nice licensed assistant. By the way, this group over here is 50-50. Don't go higher than that. Now, why? How can you hire somebody at 50-50 as a buyer's agent? Well, there's 4 things that you need to provide them. First of all, they're going to want to get in business because of you. They're going to want to get into business with you because of you. In other words, your personality will attract talent, but talent will only stay for a certain period of time. And then they're going to leave you if the only thing you provide them is your magnetic personality. The second thing that you're going to provide them is specialized training. Keller Williams has the best training on the planet. However, you're going to provide training that's specific to your team and how you do business. The third thing that you're going to provide them that's going to cause them to want to be a part of your ecosystem is leads. And the fourth thing you're going to provide them is appointments. Now, if I can hire Michael and I can tell Michael, not only is my ISA going to lead generate for you, not only is my ISA going to create opportunity for you, but my ISA is also going to follow up systematically on those leads in order to create opportunity when that person is ready. In other words, now we're talking about emotional proximity. And when I give you a lead, I'm going to give you a lead with a buyer that is ready, willing, and able to buy a home. All you have to do is schedule the appointment, convert it, have a buyer consultation, find out what the buyer is looking for, go through a needs analysis with them, and then show properties and get them under contract, and then turn it back over to my administrative team who's going to handle contract to close. So the highest level of support that you're going to provide your buyer's agent or any other member that's a part of your team is you're actually giving them appointments. And when you get to that point, you are creating, you are creating a team that nobody would ever want to leave. If I'm a part of your team and you're not only providing me with training, you're not only providing me with support, you're not only providing me with leads, but you're giving me appointments with buyers who are ready, willing, and able to buy a home. And you create an opportunity for me to achieve all of my goals within your ecosystem. I don't really care what the commission splits are. You could give me 30%. As long as I can earn the money that I want to earn to live the life that I want to live, why would I ever leave your team?
John, the ISA is also getting you the listing leads.
Oh, here's the other part of that that's super important. You are still handling the listing side of the business. Meaning in the fourth level, you're the listing agent. You as the rainmaker handle the listing side of the business. And yes, Eddie, the ISA is also getting leads for me as the rainmaker on the listing side of the business.
On the 50-50 to the buyer's agent, you pay 50-50 and then they have to split when you pay them the 50, they still have to split that with the broker? Or how does that order work?
They 100% do. So the buyer's agent is on a split with the office. If they're with Keller Williams, they have a cap on their company dollar. They have a cap on their franchise fee. And then from that point on, they're at 100%. But yes, they still have a split with the broker.
But which one happens first? Do they split with the team and then with the broker?
Split with the team first and then with the broker, Val. So if the commission is $10,000, the gross commission to the buyer's agent is $5,000, and then company dollar and the franchise fee come out of that $5,000.
John, does the admin assistant or executive admin, however you called it, I'm sorry, do they need to be licensed?
Nope.
They don't have to be, no. However, it does help if they are, especially if you're going to have them handling transaction management for you or a transaction coordinator work for you, and they're going to be involved in negotiating repairs, then you're going to want them to be a licensed real estate agent, but it's not necessary that they are.
Okay.
John, I have a question. Who of these people in this organizational chart can be virtual, meaning in another country?
They can be, yeah. You can hire a virtual assistant. However, Herman, as your business is growing, if you get to a point, you're going to get to a point where you want that administrative assistant to be in the office with you. You're building a team. That entire administrative staff is in the office with the rainmaker. So is a buyer's agent, by the way. So is the ISA, by the way. At a point where your business becomes large enough, you want everybody in the organization to be in the same office together.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, it's 8:30. Give me a couple ahas and then we're going to check out for the day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Donna.
John, you'd referenced the 158 items that a real estate agent does.
Yeah.
Is that in the MREA?
No, I emailed that out. I will find it, Michael, and I will send it to everybody in this group. It's not. It's a list that I found on Google.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the job description of each of these people that I'm speaking to and speaking of is in the MREA. It's pages 198 through 212. One more, guys.
So I have an aha from
Thanks,
another
Allie.
from another company, at least. I guess I didn't realize how organized, like I've mentioned before, the MRE book was, that I could have just read what I was getting into. You know, sometimes you have to sign some contracts, the 50-50, for example, that you were going over. Those are contracts that you sign into the team, and they are very one-sided. That's in one perspective. However, in a second perspective, I looked at it, since the commercial real estate it's a bit more challenging. I noticed that they're even farther dried and more one-sided than others. But you wouldn't get the knowledge unless you were able to capture all of that from a team leader, from a rainmaker, from someone who is making it happen. So yeah, you look at these contracts and you go, oh my God, I'm only making 50%. The thing is, you would have never gotten the lights of making, either if you're the buyer side, that buyer got in contact with you, or if you were in the listing side, that listing even been in your realm, just because you do not have the resources. And that's where these contracts are so important for both ends. The ones that are providing their name and their reputation, and then of course, the ones that are learning how to build their own name and reputation. So it's really refreshing to see. That's my aha moment. It's like at any other agency, we just get thrown these contracts, but nobody quite explains what it is. And then here we are back into the MRE book and goes, just read it. And if you read it, you really at least get it to understanding once you go into a discussion like the one that we have. So thank you so much, John.
It's my pleasure, Ali. So guys, I'll close with this book. We are the company who creates the models that the rest of the real estate industry is following. Keller Williams is the company that is creating models that the rest of the real estate industry is following. And everything naturally wants to become more complicated, and all success is found in simplicity. Simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's actually very, very simple. All right, it's time to get to work. As coaching calls go on a scale of 1 to 10. This was not one of my 10s. So guys, I appreciate your grace again. Thank you for having patience with me. Tomorrow's call, we're going to pick up right where we left off, which means there's going to be a lot of review, because it's my job to help you master this, not just understand it. We are moving from unconscious incompetence to unconscious competence. You can't do that in a day. It's going to take time. So this is going to get better. I'm going to get better. Remember, there's not a call on Friday. We're here every morning at 8 a.m. through Thursday. Unless something changes, I'll let you know. And I'll be here otherwise. And time to get to work. What is work? Work is 20 conversations a day, not 17, not 18, not 19. If you settle for 17 conversations because it's close enough, the 18th conversation might have been $1 million listing that you would have got, and you didn't get it because you didn't have the conversation. The focus of the conversations is to build relationships. These are care calls, not sale calls. And the goal of every conversation is to get an appointment, get a referral, or add somebody to your database. Find somebody today that is thinking of buying a home or thinking of selling their home, and get face-to-face, and then follow up forever. Reject rejection, and no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. And holy cow, guys, make it a great day.
Thank you.
What time is the stats call?
Stats is
What
10,
time? What
10
time is the
to
stats?
12. 10 to 12 tomorrow. 10 to
All right,
12.
thanks.
Save the chat because people put their emails in for the 150 items. So just
I did do that, Victoria.
Wait, John, aren't you having a call today or no? At 2?
Oh, I do have a call. So
That's what I thought.
mastering the budget model is from 2 to 3.
And that link is on the regular training list?
It is.
Okay.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Everybody, make it a great day.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you.
Yes.